Hello, my lovely, beautiful, spooky besties. I am here with a very ambitious video for you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this quick intro, and then we'll be back to talk about the books. Okay, so I have a crap ton of reading plans for March. So to make this video not ridiculously long, I'm just gonna kind of fly through them. The majority of them are readathon plans, and then I have some book club books. Let's just get into this. The first readathon that I signed up for and want to take part of is the Realmathon 4.0, which is created by Cassidy over at Covers with Cassidy. This TBR is massive for this readathon. I wanted to pick a book for every prompt just so I had options. So we're gonna go ahead and just get into the positive prompts, and then we'll move forward. Recommended multiple times, and I decided that I wanted to go with Flock by Kate Stewart, one of the book groups that I'm in. So many people has recommended this to me, and then my friend Allie, she has recommended that I read the entire series, the in the title but not the first word. And I'm going to be picking up Flowers in the Attic, which the is the third word in the title. I don't think I'm going to attempt Petals on the Wind this month, but I would like to at least read Flowers in the Attic. This book has been on my TBR for a very, very long time. My husband actually gifted it to me for Christmas one year, and it has not been read yet. So I have watched the movie, so I'm kind of wanting to read the book and then go back and watch the movie and see if my thoughts are the same. New to TBR is Autopsy of a Fairy Tale by Nicole Sacrano. This was gifted to me for Christmas by my friend Rebecca, but I didn't get it until like late January, early February. So very, very recent to my TBR. A poll pick. I don't remember what all options I had for this poll. I know Den of Vipers was on it, and then this one, but I don't remember the other ones. But the poll won Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. More Than One POV, going with Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I have read from this author before. I actually read her book Fangirl, and I absolutely loved it. So I want to pick this one up and see if I like her writing in general. But like, this book is just so freaking pretty. It's ridiculous. And the fact that I haven't read it yet and I own it, it needs to be read. Wealthy character. I didn't feel like doing much digging for this prompt because the first book that came to my mind was 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. Christian Grey is this very rich, very wealthy man that owns his own business. I have watched the movies, but I have not read the books. So the fact that I haven't read them and I have been putting them off for so long, I figured, why not? Favorite trope. My favorite trope is enemies to lovers. I cannot get enough. So I'm going with Truly Madly Deeply by L.J. Shin. I do not physically own this book, so I will be reading this by Kindle Unlimited. I don't know anything about this book. A morally gray character. They said that The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid has a morally gray character in it. A fast-paced read. I googled it. It says that A Court of Mist and Fury is fast-paced. I am currently reading this. I'm 112 pages into it. Even number of letters in the title. And I went with Hooked. It has 6 letters in the title. This is by Emily McIntyre. It is the first book of the Never After series. Multiple people on the cover. I am going with One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. My friend Stacy has recommended that I pick this book up. What really sold me on this was the little descriptions of the characters. So it says Bronwyn, the Brain, a Yale-bound and never breaks rules. Addie, the beautiful, is the picture-perfect homecoming princess. Nate, the criminal, is already on probation for dealing. Cooper, the athlete, is the all-star baseball pitcher. And Simon, the outcast, is the creator of Bayview High's notorious gossip app. Title with a title. I picked up The Cruel Prince by Holly Black for this prompt because Prince is a title. Books with sibling characters. This book I have put on so many Halloween spooky season TBRs, and I just haven't gotten to it. But that is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This follows the Owen sisters who confront the challenges of life and love in this bewitching novel from the New York Times best-selling author Alice Hoffman. I love this movie, and I was going to do the buddy read, group read of Seriously Serious, read a book higher rating than the last book read. So I left this one blank because I don't know what order in these books I'm going to be reading them. So that one we'll just have to kind of pick as we go through. Host gave 5 stars, and I want to say Katie from I'd Rather Be Reading read this one and gave it 5 stars. But that is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. Okay, so that was it for the positive prompts. Now we're going to go into the negative prompts. A 5-star prediction. I have Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. I just recently picked this up and put it on my physical TBR because I was in a book group and everybody was reading this, and I love dark romance. So I feel like this is just going to be perfect for me, and I feel like I'm going to love every single second of it, and I cannot wait to finally read this one. Listen to an audiobook, and for this one I am picking Wolf Moon by Nora Roberts. This is a short story audiobook that I could only find by audiobook, so I don't know if it's just strictly an audiobook or if it's just not physically published anymore, but I am trying to work my way through her enormous backlist of books, and I figured this would be a good start. Physically owned book. I kind of cheated with this prompt, in my mind at least. I'm going with Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This is my book club pick for my book club with my 2 besties, and I couldn't think of any other prompt to fit this in, so I just threw it on here just to be able to use something that I already had planned to read as a prompt. A special edition. Now, I don't own very many special editions. I'm just kind of working my way through collecting some special editions, but my thought process is that the special editions that I want are the ones that I have already read. So I bought this one not thinking fully. I just saw it and I loved the sprayed edges and the cover. So I just grabbed it because it's just absolutely stunning. Jennifer L. Armentrout is already on my TBR list, but it is the first book of the Luck series, and that is Obsidian. Just the cover is super pretty, and then I really like the sprayed edges. I don't know, it just like ties the book together really nice. There's no like end pages or like foiling on the cover, but I still think it works. So, criminal background. I am going with the first book in the Mindfuck series. I have heard so many good things about this series, and I've been putting it off because I want to buy the physical copy of it, so I have them all, because I am 110% sure I'm going to enjoy this series very much. But I'm just gonna go ahead and read it off KU for this prompt, and then if I like it, then I'll go buy it. The only reason why I haven't bought it yet is because the physical book is a little pricey. Violent word in the title. I went with The Death Club. This, I have heard, is very dark. I don't know a whole lot about it. 2-word title. I have In Pieces by Noelle Ron Johnson. This is a book that I've had on my TBR for a while. It is signed. I am really good friends with the author, and I put it off because she said that this series is just gonna gut me. Title, Uses of. And this is a recent haul for me as well. It is super pretty, and it's on my 25 for 2025, and that is God of Malice by Rena Kent. This is the first book of the Legacy of, the Legacy of Gods, And what really got me is I caught the attention of a monster. Say no more. Absolutely beautiful. Cannot wait to read it. Font is in a dark color. I wanted to peruse my shelves to see if I could find one, and this was harder than I thought it was going to be, because if you think about it, a lot of the titles are in white or some kind of color, and they wanted black, dark brown, and something else. So I went with The Fear by Natasha Preston. She is I want to say a thriller author is what these are. And I've heard really, really good things about her writing. I just can't wait. I was gifted this, and I think the cover is very pretty, even though it's very simplistic. Title under the author's name, I have Dark Prince by Christine Feehan. I have been collecting this series for a very, very long time. I want to say I was a sophomore in high school when I started collecting these, and it's just time to read them because I did collect so many of them that as they come out, I can get them then. Title has an alliteration, which is where the title starts with the same letter. And I'm going with Natasha Preston again, and I'm picking up the twin. So the and twin both start with T, so that is an alliteration. Author uses an initial. I hope this works, but I'm going to use Marked by PC Cast because she uses PC. So that might be stretching it a little bit, but I have read this in the past, and I want to go back and reread it and just finish reading the series. I was enjoying it from what I remember, so I can't wait to finally dive back into this series and finish it. The final prompt is Steal from Another TBR, and the TBRs are still currently coming through, so I'm just using this one as a read as I go prompt. And then we have team prompt, which are an author you have read from before, from both of these authors. So it just really depends on how they work out. I'm gonna try to use both of these for both of the team prompts, depending on which one I pick it up for. The team prompts are an author you have read before and a book with your next boyfriend, book boyfriend, or love interest. Like I said, I have read from both of these authors in the past, and I just don't know which it will fit best. So I have A Witch Switch by Kimberly Grell and Taking a Chance by Noelle Ron Johnson. I have read the first book in the series and I loved it, and I keep putting this one down because I'm just scared for the series to end, so it's just time to get to these. Okay, so that was the Realmathon TBR. So we're going into the next one that I signed up for, and that is the Week of Weird. This one, I'm having some complications of finding things to read. So this is one of those ones where I'm going to kind of just watch and see what some other people are reading, and if it interests me, I might pick it up. This one is hosted by Crystal over at Fiber Artsy and Jason from Jason Weird Reads. They only have 4 prompts, so this should be a super easy, super quick readathon. This is being held from March 2nd to March 8th. And the first prompt is to read a book / story featuring plants or fungus. And I'm going with Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. Read a book from an author that is new to you. That will be anything that I read for this TBR. So whatever I read is what I'm going to log for that. And then watch a weird movie. I'm going to watch Kelsey's The Midnight Film Society. Pick for that. I don't remember what it is called. I know it's like John something or other. To read the group story, which is The Man Who Found Out by Algernon Blackwood. Then I have Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas, Swan Folk by Kristen Omosh-Daughter. I probably butchered that, so I am so sorry. The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. Orlando by Virginia Woolf. And then You Are What Eats You, Periphery by Michael Winter. Those are all ebooks. I do not own any of those physically, but the book that I will be picking up physically is from my Great Tales of Horror by H.P. Lovecraft collection, and that is going to be the Dunwich Horror. So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out of this readathon because I've never participated and I have been wanting to get into weird fiction and, you know, like cosmic horror and stuff like that. So I feel like this is going to be a good place to kind of dip my toe into it and then be able to adventure further on. The next readathon is Middle Grade March. I wasn't going to join this one since I was already joining Realmathon, but I feel like I would love this readathon so much because we're reading at middle grade. So not only are they quick reads, but I feel like since I have younger siblings that it'll be able to help me recommend books for them to read that I know is safe for them to read. So that's what I'm using this readathon for. But all in all, just to have a really good time. They have a total of 5 prompts. And the first one is to read a book with an author with 3 names. And I have Bud Not Buddy by Christopher Paul Curtis. I read this back in elementary school, early middle school, I believe. And I loved it, so I just want to go and revisit it and just kind of refresh my memory on it. Read a book with flowers on the cover. Now, both of the group reads have flowers on the cover, but I wanted to expand out and read Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This book is huge. It's very big printed, so I feel like it'll be a pretty quick, easy, fast-paced read. So I'm super excited to finally get to this one. A book with travel. And I'm going with A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But I wanted to read this for a long time now. I wanted to read it back when I was still in middle school, but I just could not find a copy. And then they came out with these newer releases of it. So I'm excited to finally read this. And then my goal is to go and watch the movie afterwards. Read a book that's part of a series. And I just recently got these and I figured what better time to read them than now. But those are the Little House on the Prairie books. The first one being Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And these covers are just stunning. These are in such good condition and I'm so glad that I have them. But again, the words are huge, so I feel like this is just going to be a fast read. And I just can't wait to finally get into these. I've been wanting to read this series for a while now. My grandmother and so many other people in my family are obsessed with the TV show. So maybe I'll watch the TV show after I read these. Is it for the physical books that I own for those prompts? The last prompt is to read a book written in the 1900s, and I'm going with Beezus and Ramona. I loved the movie Ramona and Beezus with Selena Gomez in it, and it just sparked my attention to finally pick up her books in this series, so I'm excited. And then this readathon is also kind of where I'm going to pick up books on a whim as I see them, because I feel like I didn't read enough middle grade growing up, so I feel like this was going to heal my inner child. So I'm just going to have the best time and read all of the recommendations. But I do have some that I would like to pick up. I'm going to go with the ebooks first. I have Howl's Moving Castle by Diane Winnie Jones. Crenshaw by Catherine Applegate, Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Elston, In the Mall of Madness by A.D. Arrow. I don't remember if this one is middle grade or if this one is one that I picked up for Week of Weird. So I'm going to read that, and then once I figure out where it goes, it'll go into that actual spot. And then School of Good and Evil by Soman Chainani. I have been seeing teasers of the TV series of this, and I just want to finally read it and see what it's about. And then I have The Clackety by Laura Sneff. This book looks like it's up my alley, and I could not be more excited to pick this one up. Okay, Neil Gaiman, I have a hate-to-love relationship with. I love the movie Coraline, but I didn't care for my read-through of the book, so I would like to go pick that one back up and give it another try. But the book that I'm really focusing on is the Graveyard Book, so we'll see where I stand with that. And then the last ebook that I have is The Mystery of Black Hollow by Julia Noble. This book looks so good. So the group reads are, like I said, they both have flowers on the cover, so these will work for the flower prompt if you need something for it. But I'm going to be picking up The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgins Burnett, and I have never read this. And I feel like it's just going to be so cute, and I just cannot wait to finally read this. And then we have a Secret Garden vibe retelling of a book, and that is Moon Garden by Michelle A. Berry. I am trying to find this book and get my hands on it because I would love to read this. Okay, and then I have a small little stack of some middle grade that I would just like to throw on here too. So I have Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, Matilda by Ronald Dahl, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate D. Camillo, Bridge to Terabithia by Catherine Patterson, Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. I absolutely love this book. It was so cute. And then lastly, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Ronald Dahl. But like I said, with this readathon, I want to read as much middle grade as I possibly can. So I'm going to keep an eye out in the Discord and on BookTube for all of the recommendations. So we will see how that goes. And then the last readathon that I am taking part in is the 72-hour readathon that's going from March 14th to March 16th, and that is hosted by Donna Marie Reads, and she has this cute little bingo board graphic that she made, and it's got 4 specific reading prompts and then 4 activity prompts and then a free space. This one I'm gonna kind of play around with because it really depends on how I feel, but to read a book that I own is going to go between these two because just bear with me, I'll get to it, I promise. The Piano by Edgar J. Hyde, which is the first book in the Creepers series. The reason why I say that I'm gonna play around with this because I want to attempt to read Shamrock Kisses, but I did not love the second book and it really disappointed me, so I'm kind of nervous to move forward in the series. So if I don't go with that, then this is going to go for the prompt Something Green on the cover, and then I would pick up Stage Fright, which is the second book in Creepers, for the book you own prompt. And then another prompt is to read a book in a series, and I'm going to pick up this one because I borrowed it from my godmother and I just need to read it and give it back to her. But that is Halloween Party by Agatha Christie, which is a part of the 𝙃 Poirot murder mystery. I probably said that wrong, but I have been wanting to read Agatha Christie for a little bit now, and I knew she was the perfect person to go to find books by this author because she has a lot of them. And then to finish your current read, I don't know what my current read is going to be when I come to this prompt, so you will see how that goes. But she also has Cozy Night, which is to cozy up with a blanket, a drink, and a snack. So that could be reading, watching a movie, attending sprints, whatever. And then we have games, video games, board games, and card games. I don't know what I'm going to do for this one yet, but I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for this because I am just super, super excited about it. And then crafts, there's diamond painting, journaling, really anything that you like to do craft-wise. I, being one-handed, I don't know what I'm going to do. I would like to get back into my diamond painting or do some coloring, but I probably will just end up journaling. So, and then the last prompt is to listen, and that could be audiobook, music, or even a podcast. So that's super exciting, and I cannot wait. Donna is a newer booktuber to me, but so far I'm just loving her content. She is such a sweet person, and I can't wait to participate in this readathon with her. And then the last couple of books I have are book club books. So, like I said, mine book club with my friends, the Spam Squad, are reading Fear Reborn, which is on my Realmathon TBR. And then the Midnight Book Society, which is Kelsey's book club, has Kafka on the Shore and the Cult of 𝙁𝚘? I don't know if I'm saying those right. Paula from Family and Books, she's still working on a poll for her book club, so I don't know what the pick is going to be for that one. And then we have Seriously Serious, which they're wrapping up the Beautiful Redemption book, which is the last book in the Beautiful Creatures series, which I did not read, but I do have them. And I'm thinking about binging the first of them and then reading the rest of it with them in March, but I feel like that would just be a little too chaotic and too much. So if I do, I will post about it. I'm leaning more towards not so much doing it, but they will be reading Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, and I want to read this series, so I will be participating in it. And I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to read it, and what other opportunity than a book club. And then we have the Sibs Bookclub, which Hermie from the Book Hermit is a part of, and they are reading The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I want to say I found this in a little free library, and I've been hearing really good things about it, and I'm wanting to start watching the show on Hulu, but I want to read the books first and then watch the show, so I feel like this is just going to be the perfect opportunity. Laura is doing a read-along of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, which I have started, so that will more than likely carry over into the month of March. I wanted to kind of put that in there. There is a read-along for Quicksilver, which I'm debating about picking up. It's been on my mind to pick it up, but we'll see. There's also, Paula is reading through the God Killer series, so I would like to pick up the God Killer and read that and then catch up with the second book, because they are just getting ready to wrap up the first book. But since I just found out about it, I'm giving myself a little leeway. And then the Bookworm Club, which is put out by Kat's Novel Adventures, will be reading The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I could technically use this for special edition, but it's really not all that special. All that there is that the edges are sprayed purple. But I heard that this book is super cute, super good, and I just absolutely love this cover. It looks so cozy, and I just cannot wait. I might even pick this one up for 72 hours because it just feels so cozy, and I feel like it would fit the cozy night prompt. And then the last book club that I'm taking part in is For Prose, and they will be reading Magnolia Parks. So that's is it. If you have made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching it and sticking around, even though it is chaotic and very long. I'm hoping to shorten it up once I edit, but that is all I have for this chaotic March TBR. What books are you excited for me to be picking up that I have mentioned? What books do you recommend I pick up first? And are you participating in any of these readathons? I would love to know in the comments below. So I will catch you in the comments, my next video, or in my Discord. So I will see you guys in the next video. Stay spooky, my friends.